Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's Hazel. How y'all doing today? So today we are doing a video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's another bright, beautiful day, and it's lovely and sunny, and I'm looking forward to doing some collecting of herbs today. So it's been raining and raining like crazy, and not very good weather for drying or collecting herbs or plants or anything. Everything has been just wet and mucky and everything like that. But at this time of the year, it's the perfect time to collect herbs and flowers and all the things that we need for our products and to make personal medicine for our family. So today is an awesome day. It's bright and sunny. It's about 25 or 26 degrees. It's not that hot. I wish it was 30 degrees, but that's all we got. So I have my baskets. Yep, I got my massive baskets, and I'm heading to the back of the barn and to the market garden afterwards, because today I am going to collect goldenrod. So let's get to the collecting. Let me get all my baskets and let's go collect goldenrod. So I've been waiting for this set of goldenrod to be ready because they were not ready. It was just taking them such a long time to flower, and I needed them to flower. So finally they have flowered. And if you look here, you would see I've got my goldenrod, which is completely ready over here. So let's talk about goldenrod. Many of you may not know what goldenrod is, but I will give you some information about this awesome plant called goldenrod and how very, very useful it is in medicine today, and how it was used previously in the past. So Solidago canadensis is goldenrod. Okay, so this is the Latin name. It has a Latin origin, hence the name goldenrod. And this plant was used for centuries and centuries. And this plant was used for the entire healing of the body. So this plant is used definitely for head to toe. So every part of the body you can use this plant on, because it just has a function for every part of your body. So from your head down to your toe, I mean, for real. So this goldenrod is a very popular herbal medicine, especially in Chinese medicine and in Native American medicine. Goldenrod is used a lot for many, many different sort of ailments. So goldenrod is a plant that can be found anywhere here in Canada, mostly on all over the place. I mean, I have it all over my property. It just is an invasive plant. It's considered invasive in Ontario, and it just grows everywhere and it's very easy to find. But I must warn you, before you decide to use any plant, you must make sure that you have the right plant and you know the function of the plant. Make sure that you identify the plant properly and make sure you are comfortable with the function that you're going to use the plant for. So choose a function of the plant that is comfortable for you, and then you proceed to use the plant once you have done your research and your identification, making sure that's the right plant. Now, when it comes to goldenrod, there's not a lot of plant that is look-alike. So you will not really have major problem with this plant. But first, before we talk about this plant, let's identify the plant and see what the plant look like. So let me cut some of that plant off for you, and we can see what it looks like. So let's identify the plant. First of all, goldenrod, if you touch it, the pollen that is on the flower is not sticky. It's not powdery, sorry, but instead it's very sticky, and as you can see, it doesn't go on my hand. It doesn't stay on my hand. Like if I do this, there's no yellow pollen coming out because it's very sticky and it stays on the plant. So if you look here very closely, you will see there's lots of bugs. They're tiny ones, but they're on the plant there, and they are actually drinking that nectar that is in the plant. But I don't get bugs in my nose, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them on here. But this plant has a very nice sweet smelling. The flowers smells really good. And then if you look at the leaves, let's look at one plant so you can identify it properly. So the leaves are sword like. See, they're long, okay, and they grow. They have a pattern. They don't grow together, and they're not straight together. And then you have little leaves in between. So you can identify this plant also by the flowers. The flowers, they are in clusters, as you can see. They're in a cluster together, and each flower has a long cluster, like a sword-like cluster, just like the leaves. So if you look carefully, you would see what this plant look like. And the flowers, again, they're spread outwards this way. They all go this way, right? And then the bunch from the bottom goes up, and it has that shape, right? Like a pyramid like shape. So that's how you need to identify this plant. So all parts of this plant is edible. You can use the leaves and the flowers, and I don't like to use the stem because the stem is really hard, so I don't use the stem. I just take the leaves off like this, and I just put it in my basket, and then I'll cut that part off, and then I'll use the flowers. So it goes into my basket. So the leaves are used for edible for food. You can use the leaves as in a salad, or you can cook it and use it as greens. You can put it in soups. You can use the flowers for tea, and you can make various things with the entire plant itself. Now, the root is not used too often. In my studies, I haven't come across anybody using the root for any particular reason, but I'll have to do more research on the root to see in other medicines like Chinese medicines or any other culture who use goldenrod, if they use the roots for anything. So let's get to collecting some of the plant, and as I collect the plant, I will tell you some more information about the plant. Let me move my camera closer so you can see. So this plant, goldenrod, you can harvest it in the late August, but that is when it has flowers, in late August. It tends not to bloom too early, but I've heard in certain parts, like in the mountains in Ohio, and areas like this, close to streams, they bloom a little bit earlier. So if you live in those areas, you can definitely be collecting them early. So as I said, this plant contains lots and lots of bioflavonoids, and as you can see, there's bugs galore on it. This plant contains lots of bioflavin, and it is great for allergy purposes. There you go. You see that? There's a bug right there. There's a bug. So you can use this plant for allergy purposes. And there's just loads and loads of insects onto the flower. And I put my basket here so I can collect as much as I want. And I'll put this other basket there. Alright, so let's look at some functions for this plant. First of all, I want to talk about using goldenrod as a first aid treatment. So if you have like minor cuts, minor scrapes and stuff like that, goldenrod is great to use to heal cuts and scrapes. And you could add a goldenrod salve into your first aid kit to use for minor cuts and bruises. Goldenrod is also great for mouth issues. So if you have like cold sores, if you have like a sore throat because you're suffering from a cold, you can use make a tea with goldenrod, and you can add some salt and you can gargle your throat with it, and that will definitely heal the soreness of your throat. You gargle 2-3 times a day and that should heal right up. Also, if you have sore gums or you just tend to have blisters a lot, you can definitely make a lip gloss or oil for your lips or any of those areas in that mouth area that tend to get blister. So you could make one of that a chapstick using goldenrod with an infusion, and you could definitely use that. Goldenrod is also antiseptic, has antiseptic properties, and so this is great for cleansing any infection. Another thing that goldenrod is good for is for inflammation. So if you take goldenrod internally, it helps to heal inflammation. So for example, if you have a shoulder pain or if you have a swollen ankle or something like that, you can make a tea with goldenrod and drink it like 2-3 times a day, and that should really help your inflammation. And if you want to do a double whammy with it, externally and internally, you could make a poultice to put on the areas that you're hurting. Say if it's your shoulder or something, you can make a poultice and put on it, or you could make an oil and rub on it and then put the poultice, and then you could drink the tea. So all that combination together really is going to help your inflammation. So that is really good. Like this is really awesome when you have inflammation, using goldenrod in that way. So let me get back to cutting some more of this beautiful goldenrod here, because I intend to make lots of product from this goldenrod. Now there are different species of goldenrod, but I haven't come across any different one here yet where I live in Ontario, and I'm yet to find another species, which I'm very interested to find. But I know the other species and what they look like. They look similar to that one, but the flowers itself, it's much longer and it's not so clustered as this one, but they're longer clusters. So this is going to be my next hunt for next summer, finding that species of goldenrod. So let's get on to some other things that goldenrod is great for. So goldenrod is great for fungal infections, so especially candida. Many people suffer from candida infection, especially women. So we have yeast infections and we tend to use monostat 7 or any monostat, stuff like that. But goldenrod is great for that. You can make a tea again and use, oops, I'm falling over. You can make a tea with this goldenrod and you can drink that for 7 days, and this would help your yeast infection because this is great for candida and fungal infections. And if you want to go a little bit further with it, you can also make a salve to rub your area down there for itching, to relieve the itching, because of the antiseptic properties and because of goldenrod help to ease pain. This is a great way to use it if you have any itching down there. So you just make an oil, infuse the goldenrod, like do a double infusion to make it as strong as you want. Maybe one, or try and see which one works for you. Either you make a simple infusion, just one time infusion with a set of herbs, or you can make a double infusion where you infuse one time and you infuse a second time to make it stronger. And then you rub it on your itchy part down there, and that should really help with the tea. With the tea. And when you're making the tea, you can use both the flowers and the stem. So let's move on to another area. Or there's some more, because these ones, some of them are not completely in flowers as yet. So I'll move to another area here next to my raspberry patch. And I also have to collect some raspberry, so this will be a good area to collect some of that. So let's collect some more here. I have a nice patch in that area. Oh. And in this patch, the smell is to die for. Just coming here and just walking here, it's just so amazing. The smell of these patch of goldenrod. So let's talk about some more functions of goldenrod as I collect them here. So goldenrod has some other functions which I would like to talk to you about. Goldenrod can be used for hair rinse. It makes the hair very shiny. And what makes goldenrod works really well for the hair is because of its antibacterial and antifungal properties. If you have any itchy scalp or dandruff or stuff like that, this is great to use to add in your shampoo mix, or to just completely use this entire plant to make a shampoo, or to infuse this plant into your shampoo. You can use it as a rinse after you shampoo your hair also to get the properties of it. So you can do that too. You can use it as a body wash if you are suffering with rashes and itchy skin. You can also use it for that. Another function of this beautiful goldenrod here is for bladder, kidney, and urinary tract infections. So if you're a person who are prone to all those things, you should get yourself some of this goldenrod and be making and drinking tea with this goldenrod. Dry it and make tea with it, and that should really heal up your kidney problems. But the only thing I must warn you about goldenrod is, now goldenrod is a very potent plant. So if you're having any kidney problems, or you're having any liver problems, and you just, maybe your system is just kind of stagnant and it's just you're feeling slow, or you're feeling kind of lazy and sluggish, and lack of energy and stuff like that, it's great to drink goldenrod for like 7 days. And then once you feel perked up and everything like that, then you don't drink anymore. Because what goldenrod does is it flushes out the system and helps the kidney and the liver to work better. The kidney and the bladder, sorry, to work better. And then anything that is in there that is preventing the body from functioning properly and making it sluggish is going to remove it. But now if you drink too much of that goldenrod, then it's just going to flush everything out, and you don't want that to happen. What you want to do is you want to bring a balance into that ecosystem in your body. So when you're having sluggish problems, or you're feeling weak, or you're feeling sick, or you're feeling lazy, and you're just not your normal self, is because there's some imbalance in your flora or the fauna in your gut or in your blood system. Something is happening there, and you need to bring back the balance. So you're just drinking a little bit of goldenrod to bring balance back into your system. So that's all that you're doing. So that's why you don't want to drink too much goldenrod. You just want to take just enough to bring you back to where you're supposed to be. So, and the farmer is going up the hill with his tractor. So there's two more functions I want to tell you up for our goldenrod. Goldenrod is great for skin problems like rashes, like eczema, like psoriasis. So if you have eczema, or if you have psoriasis and all that stuff, goldenrod is the plant that you want to go look for or know about or research about, because it's awesome for the skin. I use goldenrod in all of my eczema products because it is such an awesome plant, and the medicinal properties and the values work so well to heal eczema and skin problems. And last but not least, goldenrod is great for the environment and the ecosystem, because as you can see, there's so much bugs and bees. There's a whole bunch of bees here. I'm just trying to stay quiet because they're just buzzing around and they're in there. Because this plant has so much sticky nectar on it, and I wish you were here to touch that, but the nectar is so sticky that's on it. It attracts so much insects and flies and bugs and beetles and all kind of plants, all kind of little insects and things. It provides food for them, and especially the bees, because this bloom late until it continues to bloom until the first snowfall. So that's a lot of extra food for the bees. So this is a great plant for the bees after summer is over and all those summer plants stop blooming. So this plant is great for the bees. So this plant is really good for the environment. And yeah, so this is good old goldenrod in all its glory. And if you want to use goldenrod, I have told you so many of the functions of goldenrod. And if this is a plant that you feel that you want to use, go ahead and do that, because it's an awesome plant. And as I said, you see, I told you, from head to toe you can use this plant. You can also use this plant for fungal issues with your feet. So if you have athlete's foot, you can make a foot bath, and you can put the plant in it and put your feet to soak in it. Or again, you can make an oil or a salve and you can rub it on your athlete's foot, and this should make your fungus go away. So I love this plant, and as you can see, I love it so much. You see this basket? It's filled with goldenrod, and I'm gonna go find me some place to hang that up to dry. And I have loads and loads of goldenrod to use in my product all winter long, and also to make tea and to make shampoos and conditioners and soap and everything else in between. So guys, thanks for watching my channel today. my video today. I hope this was enjoyable today. I know I was just cutting goldenrod and harvesting goldenrod, but during that process I gave you lots of information and lots of things to think about. So I will see you in the next one. Ciao.